on Broadway. I said, this kid would be terrific for this. And, I mean, we talked about it, informally.
You see, I'm not saying there's Sonny, and saying Sonny, or or Freddie, come here. I'd like you to meet. I'm not doing
sure
that.
how far to go. So he does it in this very indirect way. He doesn't say, look, my father is a criminal, a gangster who has been shot, and he kind of tells her little anecdotes. And at first, it's nice. Even when it's lighter, it's fine, but the scene is a serious scene.
When I read The Godfather, whenever I would see the character of Michael, I saw Al's face.
Luca Brasi held a revolver against Hallie's head, and my father told Hallie that either his signature or his brains would be on the contract.
He wasn't a star, which was not pleasing to the executives at that time. He didn't look like stars look like at that time in the business.
So that when they were suggesting, like Ryan O'Neal or Robert Redford could be like a Northern Italian, I already had Al's face ingrained.
Michael, why are all these people bothering your father on a day like this?
Oh, that's because they know that no Sicilian can refuse any request.
For some reason, they were not happy with Al's test. But I knew Francis wanted Al.
And 104.
Action.
I was aware that they didn't want me, and
Michael, why are all those people bothering
at one point, and it was actually, it seemed okay finally. I thought, Francis, look, we'll do another movie together. I was relatively young, so I didn't know quite. I thought, well, maybe they were all like this. They get all. I had seen movies about Hollywood. I thought maybe that's why all the screen test.
Well, this is a slow wedding. This isn't a wedding.
One night I got a call from Francis. He was in New York, and he said, Jimmy, and I could tell from his voice this was not his idea. Jimmy, why don't you come in and test? I said, test what? What, do you got a Porsche you want me to drive around the block? What do you want? Test what? He said, please, they want you to play Michael. What? Please. So I went in.
168.
Action.
Michael, why are all those people bothering your father on a day like this?
Oh. Well, that's because they know no Sicilian can refuse a request on his daughter's wedding day.
Oh, good.
I don't think you can name an actor that wasn't there. They were all sitting around on cement floors from 7 in the morning till 8 at night. Guys with, some guys talk like this, I mean, that guy's from all over the world.
They tried to kill him, my father. They did. They nearly did. Mr. Brazzi went after them. And so the story goes...
The story goes that he killed 6 men in 2 weeks. He killed 6 men in 2 weeks. 6 men in 1 week.
And he kept sneaking Al in, At the end of the day, he kept testing Al,
It kept happening a lot. And it was countless. They went on and on. I remember saying at the time, I just don't respond well to being around where I'm not wanted. Well, anyway, he just stayed with it. It was his tenacity, and that got me in there. Luca Brasi held a gun to his head, and my father assured him that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract. It's a true story.
A little point of memorabilia, that was Marcia Lucas, who was the editor, George's wife, who cut those tests all together. And she told me that, she said, cast Al Pacino because he undresses you with his eyes.
Marcia said that.
Yeah.
She was right.
And Diane said, I said to Diane, Diane, which one do you want? She said, Al.
I knew Diane before the test. We had a kind of immediate like for each other. And Francis, I think, recognized that and thought that that would be useful in the picture.
You're trying to scare me. You don't want me to marry you. Oh, that's very clever, but it's not going to work.
Okay.
I saw her in a movie called Lovers and Other Strangers, and two things. I just thought I just liked her myself. I thought she was a cute woman, I just was attracted to her. But also because she was so eccentric, and kind of weird in a way, her delivery, that I thought this character of Kay could be like really straight, boring character, and that maybe Diane would bring some
How are you, Fredo?
eccentricity to it.
Fredo, my brother Fredo, this is Kay Adams.
Hi.
How you doing?
So what I'm saying is that they spent $400,000 or so on tests and wound up with the 4 corned beef sandwiches.
I wish that you could get inside of Al's head a little more, of Michael's character, because he's always such a master manipulator.